The day Mr. Know-it-all met his match. Life is a process and every stage matters. Today I want to tell you about my good friend. Let's call him Anthony. Now, Anthony was a dreamer, a hustler, and a survivor. But most importantly, Anthony was a certified public accountant finalist. There was just one problem. Nobody wanted to hire him. 4 years had passed since he finished school, and job was as rare as a polite matatu conductor. The only thing that arrived on time was his rent bill. And I tell you, rent bill was the only thing standing between him and becoming a full-time philosopher. Because I tell you, joblessness makes you think. He lived in one of Nairobi's biggest slums, a place where craziness was part of life, where abnormal was normal, and he started doubting himself. Maybe he had studied the wrong thing. Then one day, he heard about an opening for a marketing manager in one of the Kenya's top biggest companies. Now, Anthony had never done marketing, let alone selling airtime. But where there is a will, there is a way. And where there is a river road, there is a degree. A few days later, armed with his newly acquired bachelor degree in marketing, Anthony walked into the interview room. 7 panelists, serious faces. And the first question came. Tell us 4 elements of marketing. Just 4. Anthony brain searched, but instead of marketing concept, all he could remember were the 4 landlords who had threatened to evict him. He took a deep breath and said, I don't know. And just like that, Anthony was dismissed. As he walked out embarrassed and still jobless, he made a promise. From today, I will never say I don't know again. I will be Mr. I know it all. And he meant it. A few months later, another opportunity arose, this time as a driver in top company. Now, Anthony had never driven anything, not even a wheelbarrow. But he had made a promise. No more, I don't know. I will never say that. So he got himself a brand new driving license, also from River Road. The big day came. He arrived at the company, checked in, and was escorted to the parking lot where 2 men were waiting for him. Are you familiar with the Nairobi street? Of course, Anthony said confidently. Good. Here is your car key. Drive the car over to us. Now, Anthony expected an interview, not an actual driving test. But he couldn't back down, no. He walked confidently to the car and opened the door, got in, and then panicked. His hands started sweating. His stomach twisted in knot, but he had no choice. He placed the key in the ignition and turned it. Chui, 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 chui. Chui, 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 chui. Nothing. 10 minutes had passed. His shirt was soaked in sweat. Finally, he made a bold decision. He stepped out, walked back to the 2 men, and with all the confidence, he said, the car has an engine fault. Without hesitation, they called a mechanic. And Anthony, he walked straight out of the factory, turned off the phone, and disappeared. That was the day Anthony retired from being Mr. Know-it-all. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, life is a process and every stage matters. Anthony learned that the hard way, that shortcut can cut you short. That pretending to know everything can cost you everything. So I leave you with this. It is okay to say, I don't know, as long as you're willing to learn. Because I tell you the truth, life will test you. And trust me, you don't want to learn how to drive inside an interview. Thank you once more. My name is Mark Bagolo.